working this hard for a reason. Been a minute trying to make it.
Alright. Welcome to the Hus-Band Show podcast.
Okay, I'm somebody.
I am your moderator, Perry.
I'm Trouble T. Roy. Big Vince.
Yes, sir, and we are back at it again. Now today we want to talk about these children.
These children.
Oh, these grown children.
Yes, sir.
So we found a snippet with Ricky Smiley, and he was getting into some stuff that's gonna help us along today. So check it out.
Sitting here, talking about kids, and I just want to speak this morning to parents, with grown kids. All you parents with grown, entitled kids, and I just want to shout out all the parents this morning that did their very best to make sure that your kids have everything they need, from toiletries to clothes to school uniforms, sports, and back and forth to basketball practice, football practice, trying to get dinner, trying to wash old clothes or whatever, only for your kid that you make sacrifices for to grow up. And I'll tell you that you wasn't there for me, and you didn't do enough stuff for me, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, or whatever. I want to free you today and let you know that you are awesome. And if don't nobody appreciate you and know the struggle I do, and I understand, and I just want to give you empower you today to not feel guilty about having to work. I don't care what.
All right. So I think Big Vince, you had one of your partners wanted us to broach this topic a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so he's dealing with an adult daughter who has children very young.
Wow.
I think they may be one, maybe two.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So pick it up.
go ahead, Jordan. Hit them off, because that's the etiquette of the show. I'm sorry, my brother. Go ahead.
Hey, I am somebody.
I'm a man. Somebody. Son of a bitch. So you will pay for that. You will pay dearly, sir.
That's a tough one, man, because my wife and I are dealing with grown kids now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for damn sure we gave them everything. Like to the point we literally moved our whole house, like our home moved during high school for my son.
You paid off though, no?
Yeah, but the reality is we literally moved our entire home.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So we made a bunch of sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
So and my wife do feel like at times they don't
appreciate it.
They don't appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
And and sometimes she's sad. It does bring her sadness, because she look at all the shit that we've done over these years, and then sometimes she look like, well, damn, I don't feel like they really appreciate it. But I'll often tell her, they didn't ask for that.
But it's not disrespectful. It's just what she's noticing. There's no disrespect coming from kids. It's something she's noticing.
But think about this. That's what they used to, right? So if you just look in your own life, you grew up, your mama made sure you at least had running water, electricity. How many times you say thank you for that shit?
You're right. A roof over your head.
How many times you say, Mama, I'm glad I can go in the refrigerator and grab me a hamburger or something. Whatever the case of the matter is, we expected that. So shame on us because we got older and decided we want to put our kids in bigger homes and nicer neighborhoods and put them in a better environment.
We wanted it for ourselves too now.
We wanted it.
It was
but
for a lot of it was for us.
I'm starting to think maybe that old school shit was on to something. You know what I mean? Because when I hit a certain age, my pops was like, "Hey, you don't have to work. You don't have to buy your own shit. Welcome to manhood, son."
Yeah.
But and then in turn, I still provide for these grown ass sons that I have. You know what I mean? They still dipping in my closet. They still dipping in my. I'm like, boy, don't you ever want to buy your own deodorant?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Question.
So,
do you guys think entitlement leads to disrespect?
yes.
Yeah, it could if you allow it.
If that whole you owe me.
Well, I've heard. I didn't ask you to be here before.
And I say, I didn't ask you to fucking come. You know what I mean? I was doing all right. I didn't ask you to pop up on this motherfucker. I was just having a
Especially you.
Right.
The way you acted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm telling you, if you put yourself in their shoes, man, you really think about the shit. They didn't ask for all of this.
That's
shit.
true.
Mhm.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? We put them in an environment where we wanted them to have better. We wanted them to have better and more before they even knew what that shit was.
Before they even knew what that shit was.
So they like, shit, this normal.
I'll tell you a good one. Went back to Detroit for something. Austin had something going on, so I took Bryce. Me and him, first time, he was a little dude, man. Bryce about 6'7". We flew up there. Austin had a basketball game, some shit going on. Went up there, man. Went by my old crib where I grew up and shit.
Okay.
Austin had been there. He's so tired of going driving by that motherfucker. He
Yeah.
don't even look at it no more. Right? So we driving down Sunset
Mm.
in Detroit. I go by the crib. I said, "That's the house I grew up in, y'all." Austin, no, he was like, whatever. Shit. That motherfucker Bryce had his phone and was like, "Why is it so small?"
Wow.
And went back to his phone. I started to reach back there like, dude, Austin dying laughing.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So I'm just like, he don't know.
Yeah.
He does not know.
Yeah.
Because he didn't never even been in that environment.
Mhm.
Right. I thought I was the only one who did that shit. I love taking my kids
I love
back.
it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
where
it.
I do that
I
same
love
shit.
it.
Like,
We
this
going
is-
back this weekend. Yep, we going.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is my neighborhood. This
I
is
grew up
my
on Joy
house.
Road, so when I go back, my kids be like, damn,
Right. Mine too. Mine too.
what in the hell? Why
Mine
the
too.
hell you grew up in this shit?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's all we knew.
That's
That
all
nigga,
we
that
knew.
was living.
And we
Hey,
was safe.
bro, that shit was so big back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was our
Yeah.
world. You know what I'm saying?
Remember when Alton Coleman was on the loose?
Oh my God, yes.
Who?
Alton
Yes.
Coleman, man. This motherfucker was a serial killer, a rapist, whatever the hell he was. This
He was
motherfucker-
doing it all.
He scared everybody,
He
man.
had to sit. Hey, when old boy down here,
Oh, I
was
got
doing
y'all
shit,
better.
American,
I got y'all better.
Atlanta child killers.
Wayne fucking Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how
Oh.
many times my uncle threatened to take me to Wayne Williams' house?
That's
You know what I mean? That was the that was the
But
West
this is
West
the
Side.
crazy shit. They had said on the news that he might be in Detroit. Nigga, the city went on lockdown. I swear to God, I'm not lying.
Joy
I'm
Road
not
did.
lying.
Hey.
Joy Road was, hey man, I'll never forget this shit, man. I was a kid. They said that Alton Coleman motherfucker was running through Detroit.
Okay.
Man, them old cats, and shout out to the West Side players. Them niggas was up standing guard like the National Guard. Look here.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
talking about looking for him.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, he looking for us? No, nigga, we looking for
Fall
you.
through.
Right,
Fall
right,
through,
like that
Hey,
movie. What was it?
we
Deacons
was safe.
of Defense or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck that shit was. Yeah,
They made
yeah.
sure all the little kids in our neighborhood was safe,
I
bro.
feel you, bro.
Nah, I don't think he ever showed his, he ain't never come through there, no
Nah,
sighting or no shit like that. But
Nah, Wayne
only
did-
They
Wayne-
said your boy was in Detroit. He
Hey,
shook the city up.
Wayne didn't come to the east side though. He stayed his ass on the west side. He knew what the fuck he was
But
doing.
hold on.
But to this day, my pops will swear, and a lot of the older people that
I know what you about to
he
say.
did not do that shit.
Bro,
Not all
they
that shit.
They got documentaries.
Right.
They've
He
been
didn't
running.
do all that shit.
Yeah, man. They
Now
said
those
it was a lot
adult
of-
dudes, yeah, he might have,
Mhm.
dipped and dabbled with that shit. But them kids, they like, nah,
Yeah.
they ain't trying to hear that shit.
he definitely killed the last dude.
Yeah, boy, they caught the
It's
nigga
hard
jumping his
to-
ass off the
it's
bridge.
really hard to
Ain't that some shit?
It's really hard to beat that shit.
Yeah.
You put a nigga off the bridge,
You
they
just
hear
waiting.
the body hit the water, they see your car drive away,
Right.
they stop your car,
But you know what his
and you got
issue
all the
was?
shit in your
His
car.
issue was he thought he was smarter than the police.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was going to outsmart them.
Yeah.
He was going to outthink them. You know, he talked himself into a fucking
In a lot of ways, he
sentence.
wanted to get caught.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man. But they
Yeah.
say that about a lot of serial killers.
Yeah,
Why
that's
the
true.
fuck are we talking about this? Back to the kids.
Back to the kids.
that
We're trying to prevent future serial killers.
for real.
So we
man.
started with my homeboy, but his shit is different, bro, because she's like totally disrespectful.
She
Like,
lived there?
she's living with him
Oh
now
no, sir.
because she's been
So what's her
Ask
real
you.
problem though? What's her
real
issue?
Without giving too much of his shit away.
I'm gonna say it.
Well, we don't want him.
No, it's not gonna affect him at
Okay,
all
okay.
because he feels the same thing that I feel.
Okay.
Her real problems are fucking mama.
That's
There's
usually
issue
what it
somewhere,
is.
You know, something going on.
I hate to say that. That's usually what it
Yeah,
is.
this is
she
this is
condones the
learned
bad
behavior,
behavior.
right? This is learned behavior. You know what I mean? Because of the way and I ain't saying, that's my homeboy through and through. We've all made mistakes. We all went through trials. We all had ups and downs. You know what I mean? He may not have always been there when he should have been.
Mhm.
But that ain't the fucking point.
Yeah.
The point is you're an adult now. You have children. He's giving you a place to live. He's invited you into his home.
He's there now.
Right. And for you to stand in this man's face and just straight up tell him to shut the fuck up, like who
No,
does that?
sir, absolutely
that?
not.
Yeah.
You don't get to go out and make bad. See, that's a big problem in
Right.
this society.
Right.
Blue, don't take this the wrong way. Women get to go out and make bad decisions, and I'm not saying they get rewarded, but they get rescued. They can get on aid.
Well,
They can meet a guy that can take care of them. You know what I'm saying?
true.
They can find other means to provide for themselves, and they don't really have to put the work in. Like it's like they get rescued, bro.
Not all of them though.
To a certain extent, because even that runs out eventually.
Hell yeah.
They can stay away from
I miss
what you
that
talking
train.
about.
As long as they meet
Huh?
the criteria.
I missed that train.
You missed that shit.
Well, you don't want that train.
Hey,
I'm glad you didn't get a
okay.
ticket.
Right.
And
I'm about
you
to
know,
tell you, she
dudes
like,
can get on the
hey, what, give me
welfare
that
too.
shit. Huh?
Dudes can get welfare too.
We call them bands.
But they can still get it. And
Bitch-ass
it
niggas.
surprises you how many of them is actually
That's,
getting that
that's
shit.
what we call
Bro,
it.
I know. They're like, oh, I'm about to get out of jail in 2 weeks. You know you can get food stamps, right? What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm
How
not
about you
cutting
get a
man's
job?
off like no excuses for men, bro. There's absolutely none. I'm not giving none. You a bitch ass nigga.
Yes, all day. All day.
Sorry.
All day. All day.
All the bullshit what we always talking about with this trucking shit. And you had a trucking company.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit ain't everybody thinks it's easy. It's
It's not.
fucking not.
Oh,
bro.
hell no.
not.
That shit a kick.
It's
It's
not.
not.
That
Bro.
shit hard as hell. That shit is hard.
That's why I like, okay, so take for example, did that run out to the West Coast?
Well, you did that shit.
I did that shit. And these motherfuckers were like impressed. They're like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah, you fucked up. You was out there being you.
know.
Motherfucker came over one day. They was like, "Hey, we got some good money for you." That
Roll out again.
Roll out again.
nigga like, yeah,
Roll
I
out
respect it
again.
though, bro. I respect it,
My
but
daddy used to do that shit, man.
Yeah.
That's what got me even had any interest in, when I started to jump off the porch myself with it.
Mhm.
My daddy drove that truck, man, 30 years.
Right,
He used to drive from Detroit down here
yeah,
4 or
Okay.
5 times.
getting it.
Didn't.
He used to drive cars, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So he'll
sir.
leave
Car
Detroit,
hauler. Hell yeah.
bring his parts,
Mm-hmm.
leave here, taking the car.
And that was
Well,
back
I
when
mean,
the money
bring-
was better.
Leave
It was
Detroit
better.
bringing
The
cars.
money was
leave
better
here
back
bringing
then.
parts.
Right, hell,
It ain't even the same
bread
car.
was what, 20 cent of, 20
Oh
cent
my
of,
God, the
loaf?
government that got in this
That
shit
shit,
now,
I
man.
grew
It's
up
all
on that
fucked
shit.
up.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah.
had new
Yeah.
cars, and we
Yeah.
still stayed in
And
the
you
hood.
appreciated that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what we knew though. We didn't go to the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
My daddy would buy a
mother
new
worked
car
at
every
Ford.
year before he
Yeah,
buy a
father
new
worked
house.
at Chrysler. We didn't move to the suburbs. We stayed in the city. That's what you.
In that
Yeah,
same
that's
house
all
until
you
we
knew.
finally sold it.
Yeah, yeah.
So back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
So him and the mother are married.
No,
Oh, you got me fucked up.
no, they were, if I'm not mistaken, for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That shit didn't last. Okay, so from the point where he walked away, his life was fucking. She made his life fucking hell.
That's usually what they do.
You know what I mean? I mean, to the point where the kids were adults. This was a few years ago. Like, they were adults, and she was taking them to family court to show them the process that she went through back in the day to put him on, on papers or whatever. You know what I mean?
Thought it was gonna
Talk
do?
about
It sound
trauma.
Like, yeah,
Oh
she
my
was- she
God.
was
Talk
fixing
about
her whole-
trauma.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So how long have they been? How long have they been separated?
Shit, most of the kids' life.
Yeah, so that's to me.
Most
Think
of their
about it.
life.
The little girl grew up watching that her whole life.
No, I'll
And
give
her
it to
daddy
him.
ain't
He tried.
Yeah, but if her mama constantly telling her, "Your daddy ain't shit.
Your daddy
Your
ain't
daddy
shit."
ain't shit. Your
Exactly.
daddy ain't shit. Your
Exactly.
daddy ain't shit." Pretty soon she's like, "My daddy ain't shit. My
Right.
daddy ain't shit." Like the song just started going on.
But in turn, she disrespects the mama just as easily as she does the dad.
Also, she all fucked up.
She just all.
Maybe something mental.
She out there. It could be. But it could just be a lack of respect for both of them.
Yeah,
You know
no
what I mean?
one taught her how to respect.
Exactly.
Nowhere in that conversation did I hear anything about respect.
No,
Nobody.
there's
Like,
definitely no
she
respect.
didn't get it from either side.
And not only
Like-
that, this generation, they get rewarded for that bullshit.
They do.
You
do.
can go viral on some bullshit and get some money behind that bullshit,
You do,
man.
yeah, exactly.
It's so,
You
I
go
mean,
viral, all right, and you can get some money behind it, all right.
If you can get your ass up off the floor.
Definitely gonna be in that
I'm
ass.
trying to tell you.
Some shit you just ain't gonna do.
No. it's
damn,
not
so
gonna fly.
so he's single and she lives with
Well,
him.
he's married again. You know, he's
And his wife gotta be. Oh,
She,
that
but
ain't-
this-
she
that ain't-
check
disrespect
this
him.
out.
She definitely disrespects
check
him.
this out. The new wife will take the daughter's side.
Where am I at?
She will take the daughter's side because you know she kind of feel for her. She's a single mom.
So she
she's got
says
two
shit like,
kids.
"Oh, take it easy on her. Don't be like that. You know she going through a lot."
To the point where my homeboy was like, "Yo, his mama even told her like, do you ever have your man's back?"
Shame.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I mean?
It's something deeper to that shit, man.
It is.
Sure
That's
is.
weird.
That's a lot to unpack.
It's a lot.
And
And
we-
he would have to be here to explain, you
Yeah.
know, most of
Yeah.
that shit, how this became that, you know. But from my perspective, I will say my boy tried, man. You know what I mean? It just didn't work out with the mama. You know what I mean? It
But
just
that
didn't
shouldn't
work out.
affect the relationship with
Yeah.
his child like that.
Yeah,
Right.
they need therapy.
They do.
Yeah, big time.
It's a lot.
But that shit'll never happen. It'll never happen. They will never come to a point where they can sit down. Maybe they will. I'm not gonna say never.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it because I know both parties, both sides, and I know he just pig-headed as the wife or the mama. You know what I mean?
No,
So
That's not good, man.
it's not.
That is the shit that all these documentaries are made up of.
He
These
summed it
shits we
up.
watch on TV, these crime dramas, and like
He
it
summed it up
happens.
perfectly. He was like, "What's going to end up happening is she's going because he's in love with the grandkids, the babies. He's in love with them. That's why he's putting up with her bullshit."
She ain't gonna let him see the grandkids.
Yeah, exactly. He said this vicious fucking
I
cycle.
got a boy going
But he
through that.
has rights
Yeah, I got
as a
boy going
grandparent.
through that.
He's like, this vicious ass cycle is going to continue because she's going to pull them away from me the same way her mama pulled her away from me. You know what I'm saying?
I got a homeboy going through that right now, dude. He wants to be there for the grandkids. He wants to do shit for the grandkids. But the ex-wife and unfortunately the daughters are just giving him hell. Like
Right.
they're
I just
taking the
understand
mother's
that
I don't
side.
either.
Right.
Like
I
they
don't
give
get
him
it.
so much. Like he'll plan some shit, and boom, grandmother, the ex-wife, she'll come up with a fucking reason for him not to, you know, oh, he got to do this, or the kids got to do that, da. He got shit all planned out. Got to kill the plans.
Wow.
And he does everything for him.
That's wild.
What grandkids what little kids you know going around walking around in Gucci and Louis and shit like that? Now it ain't no flossy shit because he can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the reason I'm saying that is because he goes above and beyond.
That's
Like he really fucking does.
His
I'll
own
tell you
daughters
what,
are
I'll tell you
doing
some
this
tripped
shit.
out shit. I'm tell you some tripped out shit.
Yeah.
Before my daughter's mom put me on child support,
Mm-hmm.
which was done because I got fucking married. But anyway,
You know how that's gonna go.
before she put me on there, all the things that I provided for my child prior to that shit, you know what the motherfuckers told me?
Hmm.
That's considered a gift.
Yeah.
It don't fucking count.
I'll do you one better, kind sir. Going through my divorce with Austin's mother, I went down to friend of the court. That's friend of the court. That's child support in Michigan.
Okay.
I don't know what fucking friend that is. I ain't no fucking
That
friend.
shit ain't a fucking friend to
Fuck
me.
them motherfuckers. But anyway,
Right, right.
I go down there in full police uniform.
Wow.
They
A fucking public
they
servant?
treated me like shit from
Wow.
the moment I went and put myself on child support.
Okay.
I'm about to get this shit right. I'm about to marry Monique. We about to get this shit together. I want my son taken care of. Make sure the fucking finances are straight. I put myself on child support. They treated me like I was a piece of shit from the moment I walked in there in full
That's that
fucking
bullshit.
uniform.
That's that bullshit.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that bullshit.
Friend of the court.
Friend of my ass. Motherfuckers was never a friend to me. And then, you know, the thing about it, when I distinctly remember sitting in that fucking courtroom that day. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, my daughter had lived with me for like 2, maybe 3 years. After I got married, she was still with me.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That's good, man.
Bruh,
I know you was loving that shit.
loving that shit. So, once her mama realized that it was done, it was no fucking chance. You know what I
The
mean?
story you knew.
Oh, she filed abandonment charges. Like I hadn't done shit.
Wow.
That is so fucked up.
Like I hadn't done shit. You know what I mean? And I remember sitting there, her sister was like, can we just go outside and talk about this and work this? I'm like, fuck that. She drove me down here, let's get this shit on record. Let's get it on paper. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? According to what these motherfuckers tell me I need to do.
Dude, luckily, you two have never been divorced. And I'm so fucking happy about that. Like, I don't even want to talk about divorce on this show because I've never been divorced. But I have. You will never really know the person you were married to until you get the fucking divorce. Or in your case, when you separate and you move on and you get married, you're going to really meet that motherfucker. You're going to see the real person. Oh, Mr. Gentleman. Oh, Mr. Gentleman, let me tell you something you're going to meet. I told my boy that, the one that's going through the shit with the grandkids. I said, you ain't going to, you'll see. You'll see the real motherfucker you was married to. He was like, boy, that's the realest shit you ever told me.
Wow.
It's true. It's degrees to it now, you know. I'm not saying Austin's mother was, you know, evil and no shit like that, but it was degrees. Like, you're losing your family.
You lose it.
You want to protect yourself. I understand that. And that's why I never filed for custody of Austin, because I told Monique, I was shit like, well, let's get custody. I said, Monique, we can't do that. I said, the woman is losing her husband. I'm not going to take her. I didn't say she was a bad mother. That's not the problem.
And I
Me
wasn't
and
saying
her.
that either. I wasn't saying that either. She wasn't a bad mother.
Yeah, I would never do that. Yeah,
you know, just immature as a motherfucker, but you know, that's another topic. But it's just, hey man, it's so fucking backwards. It's so twisted. I just remember them saying, "You're the non-custodial parent. You have no fucking rights."
Don't that shit hurt?
Bro,
that
I'm
shit
like,
hurts.
you really telling me I ain't shit to my face?
That fucking hurts. Troy, you don't never want this.
I didn't want that shit. That's why I'm sitting right here, because I did this shit on purpose, bro. I didn't with no baby mamas and shit.
I got you. I got you.
I was selfish than a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I had my own shit going on. You know, I like too much fancy shit. I like having money in my pocket. And I like too many different girls. So I wasn't finna be with this baby mama shit.
And
that was on purpose. You know what I mean?
Different fucking
I wasn't about to do that, man. Because I knew I didn't want to have, you know, that baby mama that get under my skin like that.
But you know what though? Fast forward to now. My sons, fuck that. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not allowing it.
Not even that. They won't. I mean, it's so instilled in their brain. They will call me. They will text me. Hey, Pop, shoot me 5 so I can get some condoms.
Bruh.
They're not going down that road.
Austin will call me in a heartbeat and be like, Dad, I got such and such and such going on, you know, with my girl and that, and we talk that shit out. But like I said before, you know, his head is on so fucking straight, it blows my mind sometimes, because she has her, like I told you, she has her own spot. He has his own spot.
Right.
But they're in a committed fucking relationship. Like, it's real, but they have their own places. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way to do it.
And he knows, like, dude, I told him, I said, do not just go out here having babies with people, man. You don't want to do that shit. That is not
it ain't fair to the kid, man.
There you go. Mostly, the biggest part.
I
That's
don't
the
give a
biggest
damn
part.
what nobody say, man. Every kid want their mama and daddy.
I'll tell you some sad shit. Going to pick up my daughter, and she had a couple kids by a different cat later on.
He told me.
Yeah, I told you about that shit. And they were like, can we go?
And that shit used to break your heart because you wouldn't. He wanted to, but dude, he's like, dude, I want to take him because I want him to see how she's living.
I know how
and
that
what I
feel.
get to do. Yeah, he's He told me about that shit.
That's like a
I
gut
said,
punch.
damn, man.
That's a gut punch.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, I wanted to. You know what I mean? But my wife like, hey, motherfucker, you got one on there, you better come back.
Come back with
I got all the kids, man. Yeah, motherfucker, you better go with them.
Hey, when I turn and say, what am I do with 2 more kids? Don't come back with all of them.
Yeah, man. It's a trip.
She like, don't fall for that bullshit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you told me all about it. I remember
that shit was
But they gotta be tough, you know what I mean? Because Monday through Friday, they together every day, and then on Saturday she leaving, you know, on
and
Friday.
then she come back
comes
happy
back
than a
with
motherfucker.
fun,
Clothes, fresh,
whatever.
belly full, you know what I'm saying?
Your
She
house
was with
like
her daddy.
Disney World and shit.
Right, she come home like, what y'all eat for dinner last night?
Y'all had spaghettios again?
Hot dogs again? What the
My
fuck?
daddy did this. My daddy took me here. My
Man,
daddy did that.
that's great.
I don't like that. My daddies don't look like that. Oh, no, they don't smell right. Because at my daddy house, they don't smell like that. You know what I mean? Everything different in my daddy house.
My daddy house ain't got them bugs.
No.
What kind of carpet is that?
All of us got to sleep in the same bed?
What kind of carpet y'all got over there?
Right.
Carpet is at my
man,
daddy house.
that's so bad. I don't mean to laugh.
Why your daddy call so loud?
I got a carpet like that.
Your daddy don't never go to work.
Why your daddy got them little bitty things things in this ashtray.
Do your daddy wash his face?
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I do not need to be listening about these kids' plight.
Oh my God.
That is Vince and that's Troy. I love children.
My little daddy got $20 bottles in the garage.
Your daddy going to the store again?
Your daddy nickname Old English?
Oh my God, yes, I'm sweating. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, back to these disrespectful kids and disrespectful dads. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
I apologize.
Oh,
But
my
yeah,
God.
man. So your boy, it sounds like, bruh, I don't see this ending good.
No.
In
It's
no
not.
way, form, or fashion.
I think it can't end good. I think his daughter gonna grow up because right now she acting out.
Right.
There's something
got two
going on.
kids. How she acting
but
out?
that's what's making it worse because now she's starting to have that feeling where it's over.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? She done got to a point where she like, I got 2 kids. I'm living with my daddy, so I really can't even make my own decisions because she ain't got her own household.
Right.
It's hard to be a mama and be the woman of the house of somebody else's house.
Or somebody else's house.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hopefully
her kid-
she will realize that this is the end of the road.
And what needs to happen, man, is homeboy he would help her more by helping her become independent.
Mm.
You know, even if it costs her a
Slowly
little more
easing her.
money, help her get an apartment,
Yeah.
help her to become
Yeah.
independent.
I was thinking that.
He's done that.
Their
He's done
relationship
that
will get
before.
better.
He's
You know
done
what I'm
that.
saying?
So it sounds like she's a little shiftless.
Yeah.
She don't want to do her part.
Right.
Dude, you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves.
Yeah, you can. Because
Bullshit.
sooner or later, they will help you. That's your child.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
it.
And at the end of the day, you can't give up on your child. So
I understand.
that
And the
means you have to
grandbabies.
keep on
Yeah,
helping and
that's
keep
the
on
main-
helping
this is
until the
me.
light come on.
I get it, but just because you're related to somebody, I don't give a damn if it's your mother, father, your kids, your wife, your husband, whatever, does not make them a good person.
No, it ain't gonna make them a good person.
Hitler had parents.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So,
Leave the babies with me.
okay.
You gone
I
on.
rock that. If
You
it's
gonna
like
do
that,
You
yeah,
gone
I
on.
rock that.
But again,
And I
that's
don't
not
want to,
that's
but I
that's
will.
not gonna help her mental though, because that's gonna actually make it worse. Now
Okay.
you're taking away. You just took away a little bit of happiness that she
That's
got.
our leverage she using though. See, she ain't even. You know what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying?
you,
Like
man.
this-
I really feel like she's
what-
acting out because she can't be the woman that she want to be.
You think that's
And
what
as
it is?
soon as she actually get a light or get some vision to that person,
Mhm.
her everything changes.
So has anyone asked this young lady what she wants to do? What's her plan? What's her motive? What's her goals?
As far as I know, he's tried to have those conversations with her.
What about stepmom, since she seems to
Now, I
have?
don't know. I don't
she
know.
caping.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know all. I don't know all the details with stepmom. I don't know all the details.
Well, that might be one thing he can ask her to. Hey, can you ask baby girl
Right.
what's her next move or what's her goals?
Mhm.
Maybe
But
we
y'all
can
got
kind of
a
feed that.
bond,
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah.
can feed that and get her ass. I
Get
mean,
her.
You know,
So,
think
yeah.
about this, man. You go out there tomorrow morning and start your trip, right? You go out there and hit that and it don't start. Your ass ain't finna just take the key out and come in the house. What you gonna do? You
everything
gonna turn it
can.
again.
You gonna get the
The first time you turn it, it don't work. You gonna again. One more time.
To get that bitch
You
popped.
gonna keep on until you find like, well, let Mary try something else.
Mhm.
But your natural instinct is your ass gonna give it another switch. You gonna give it another try.
Depending on how cold it is.
It don't matter how cold it is.
And
You
then
gonna
I'm
turn
gonna
that
come over
switch.
to your house and be like, Troy, you got some jump cable?
Yeah.
And that's where the village at, right? So you hit it right
Wow,
on the
I
head.
just helped this nigga out.
You
I
just
didn't
hit it
mean
right on the
to do
head.
that. I didn't mean
Right?
to do
You
that.
you gonna try that switch again, and right now the light ain't coming on. It ain't starting with your daughter. But you go to the village, your wife,
Your
her
mother,
family
yeah.
members.
Yeah.
That village. Hey, can y'all help me help
It
her?
really sounds like she needs to talk to somebody
She does.
professionally.
And it's
She
gotta be
has
more
to
than her
work out
daddy.
some of those
but
old-
it gotta be peers first to lead you that way, because people like that, they're not gonna walk into the therapy people and
No,
be
they're
like,
not.
help me. It's gonna take 16 people before that to get her in there.
And she gonna have to trust.
she's stubborn, it sounds like.
And here's the sad part about this whole fucking thing. He's our age.
Mhm.
Dude,
Oh,
he don't
shit.
got this kind of time.
Oh yeah,
To be
no.
fucking
oh
around
yeah.
like
that.
That's
See?
why it makes it even easier for him to say, you know what? Let me help you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? So if your vision is whatever that is, I'm gonna support that without judgment.
Mhm.
Because right now, without knowing their situation, there's some judgment there. right? And she's feeling some kind of weight
Right.
about the circumstance,
And some kind of way about him based on what she's been taught.
right?
You know?
So the easiest way to fix that is we gonna have open communication without judgment.
Right.
You know what I'm
But you
saying?
know what? I think it would help too if her mother would jump in somewhere.
That sounds
And
like
she
that's
part of
the
the
problem.
village. She
That's-
part of the
that-
village.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But that's part of the
But-
problem.
I doubt she does because she's done it this a whole person's life.
Right.
This girl's what, 25, 30?
Yeah.
30 years of that, she ain't about to stop
That's
unless she get therapy.
That's true.
That's terrible.
It
That's-
sucks.
It's bad all the way around.
All the way
sucks.
around. And it's a lot of little variables that I'm leaving out.
Oh yeah,
Sparing motherfuckers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
I could, you know,
it's a lot of trauma there.
there's some
Because
shit.
now we got to talk about the kids,
That's
the grandkids.
That's where I was finna go, man.
The
It's
grandkids.
trickling
Trauma that
down.
fell
Trickle
down to
down.
them.
Oh yeah.
Fell down to them.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm proud because they so fucking happy. The babies are good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Granddaddy loving the shit out of
Yeah.
him. You know, his wife is loving the shit out of him.
yeah,
You know, I ain't saying she's a bad mom. I'm just saying she's a bad fucking daughter.
yeah.
Mm.
But they feel her pain, man.
Yeah.
They're still their mom.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? Hey, if she ain't happy, I don't give a damn how much they smiling and laughing and joking.
They see her when the door
They know
closed.
they mama ain't happy.
And
they ain't
if
happy.
we're
Shit.
talking about disrespectful kids, like this is the apex of that shit.
It's the apex.
Yeah.
My
Like,
kids
we-
would never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is an extreme case we're talking about.
And what I would consider, and I wouldn't even say is disrespect in some aspect, what I was talking about earlier is, you know, some of the kids that we've given them privilege,
Mhm.
you know, we put this in their life, and they never really saw the value in it. So I don't really see that as disrespect.
Mhm.
I see that as just they really just don't know. They think it's just the norm. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
that's just the way they grew up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have never thought disrespect to my parents growing up on Joy Road in Greenfield. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have, you know, if my mama couldn't afford to take me to McDonald's, and I'm like, well, damn, why not?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that shit ain't.
I wouldn't even thought that was disrespectful.
No.
But that, in a sense, that's disrespect. You know what I mean? She can't afford to take your ass to McDonald's for the 15th time.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I grew up in a situation where McDonald's wasn't a big deal. So I just kind of took that shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? But I had friends that was a big deal.
It's like what you're exposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't exposed to it, so you didn't stress it.
It was just the
You know
norm.
what I'm saying?
You
Yeah,
know what
we
I'm
didn't
saying?
go to McDonald's all the time. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I
It
didn't
was
give a shit
normal
about
for
that.
my
My
kids
mama
to
made
do
them
that.
big ass green pepper burgers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
acting out wasn't gonna get you shit.
man, I was scared to
Get
death
your
of
ass
my
whooped.
mother,
Get
bro.
your ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna
yeah.
get you. You know
I'm
what I'm
telling
saying?
you, they had like a rule. Like it was like, okay, dinner's ready. You eat now, or you don't fucking eat.
I try to tell Monique that she be making the special dishes for different kids, and Arthur eat this, and Bryce eat this, and Bree, well, Bree, whatever, she like me.
Yeah,
We-
whatever.
we-
Yeah.
But them two boys, I'm like, Monique, they don't fucking want this. They don't fucking eat. We're not doing this.
You know,
She's like, no. Yeah, I'm just like, all right, man, you creating monsters around this bitch.
My grandfather was a meat cutter.
okay.
So I grew up with a grandparent that literally ran the meat department for A&P.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man.
A&P,
Wow.
yeah.
Not the age.
Sure, you
Look
old.
at that.
So as a kid, we eating T-bone steaks.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
we eating that's kind of shit we ate.
Yeah, cook
So
that shit
I
in
go
the
to our
oven
cousin's
on the
house.
broiler.
I go to a
Right.
cousin's house or something, and they, you know,
Pan fried.
they don't eat T-bone steaks.
What?
And we looking at them like, you know,
Y'all starving
Fuck
over
wrong
here.
with y'all.
You know
Y'all
what
need to
I'm
get
saying?
with the program.
Brokies.
we ain't knowing that, you know, y'all, that's some shit that everybody don't get to do.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everybody don't have the luxury to be able to pick and choose
That's a perk of
what
his
they
job.
want to eat.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that was a perk of my grandfather's job.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
So I said it to say we took that shit for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, a perfect example. My boys, they tell the story all the time. Like their cousins, it was only two of them, two boys. So they, you know, they had the new shit, the new shoes, the new
You
shit,
told me
the
this shit.
FUBU, all that bullshit. My boys is like,
Yeah,
y'all niggas
yeah.
had it good. Y'all don't. But I have 3 fucking boys.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it is what it is. I need you 3 niggas to sit down. I'm about to give y'all niggas a line up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna trim that shit up. It ain't gonna be no barbershop every fucking week. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Gabe's son, his middle son, he had asked me, they were little boys back then.
Mhm.
He had asked me something. He's like, oh, something about, oh, Bryce had something. He's like, oh, Bryce got all the good stuff, he had spent the night over there. I said, nah, Terrell, you gotta look at it like this. I said, your dad has 3 boys.
Right.
And he does good for all 3 of them. I say, it's just Bryce, and he's the youngest, so he can get extra stuff. I was like, it's not like that. It's not that your dad can't provide, or I said, he has 3 of y'all. He's like, you right, Mr. Perry.
Gotta spread that shit out, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
spread that shit out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, my youngest had, you know, the birth defects or whatever. So he dealt with his own issues. But we never treated him different.
Dude, you can't, because he don't give it. He's not like that.
Hey,
That boy is, man.
Matter of fact, now he's the most entitled out of all the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Out of all of them. Because he's the baby.
But not only that, he didn't let his birth defect define him.
No, he
Like,
didn't.
dude, the shit you used to tell me about Jordan, I was like, he said, what?
Because I took the chains off. Because what I realized was going to school, and he'll tell you, he tell me that, and this shit broke my heart. He was like, the first day in fucking school, he was like, my best friend, the dude I thought was the coolest, cooked my ass the whole fucking day in front of everybody. He was like, from that point on, I didn't trust nobody.
Yeah.
So I took the chains off.
Yeah.
I was like, they come at you, give it right back. You know what I mean? Give it right back. So he was the cussingest little motherfucker I ever
He used to
seen
tell
in
me
my
stories
life,
about that boy.
man.
He's like, man, that guy just Jordan, that barber. He told the kid, da 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 da. I'm like, what?
And the crazy part was the teacher would always call us like, oh, Jordan told this kid his mama ain't shit. She got 1 titty. Da, da, da. I'm like, but you didn't hear what the fucking kid said to Jordan.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just you had to
Yeah.
spread it out
Yeah.
equal, man. But yeah, we ruined them.
Yeah.
We ruined them.
I'm telling you, my son, man, my wife feel like, you know, it ain't that she feel like. He's definitely a spoiled ass 24-year-old. You know what I'm saying? He's very entitled. And part of the reason is, you know, as I look back over the 24 years his ass been on this earth, he ain't never, ever been in a real struggle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Since the day he was born,
Yeah.
we've always lived in a nice community. He's
Yeah.
always going to good schools. He's always had what the hell he wanted.
Yeah.
That nigga had 2 cars. By the time he was 17 years old, he already had 2 cars.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of those things, I look back like, damn, you know what? It was a little more privileged than, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
way more than I grew up.
Look at Bryce's car sitting out the driveway, and that bitch just sit there. He don't even care about that shit.
We bought my oldest three cars. From the time he graduated from high school, 3 cars. Now he just bought his own car now.
Yeah.
He ain't thinking he's shit now. He's like, oh, y'all can have that shit y'all gave me back. You know what I mean?
But Troy on his 4th, man. He,
Yeah.
that Audi truck, that's
That motherfucker nice, too.
he on the 4th one.
I was
Only person I ever known to kill a Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker nice. So I guess what we're kind of saying is, it's our fault.
It's our fault.
And I won't say fault, but I think we need to look at ourselves in the mirror like, okay, don't be soft-hearted now. Don't be no soft ass now because
Right.
you created this shit.
It's a byproduct of
Okay.
what the fuck we did.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Detroit was what? The motor capital of
Yeah,
the world.
yeah.
They fucking polluted the rivers in Flint, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You dead ass right.
There you go.
Like you don't get to get all the good shit and not have the bad shit to come with it.
Right.
There's gonna be some bad shit to come
It's
with
gonna
it.
come with it. It's gonna
You know
come
what
with
I'm
it.
My pops used to always say equal and opposite reaction. And I used to be like, you don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? I get so
And
tired
he
of
was
hearing
spot
that
on.
shit. He was spot on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Everything is
sir.
a ripple effect. You know what I mean? It's a ripple effect.
You're right. You're right.
But if you don't put your kid in that situation, you're almost handicapping them too. So it's like you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
In today's times, for
Because
sure.
if you got an opportunity to put your kid in a better environment for school or a better environment just for safety, and you don't, then you really are hurting your kid.
You are hurt.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
like I
'Cause
said,
know
no
plenty
boys
of people that they still live in the hood. They can afford
to get the fuck out
to
of
move
there.
on, but they selfishness, keep them in that environment, and their kids is in that same environment.
Right. My kids don't know shit about no fucking hood. They think Snellville is ghetto.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? They think
What?
Snellville is it. My son, when he
Man.
moved to McDonald, he like, oh, y'all still in the ghetto. I'm like, what the fuck you mean?
You are a suburban gangster. Cut it out.
The
You
fuck
know what I'm
outta
saying?
here, man.
They don't know,
The
man. But
fuck out of here.
we didn't want what we had for them.
Hell
No,
no, they couldn't
hell.
survive it.
Hell no, they couldn't survive. They
They
couldn't.
can't even be outside for an hour.
No,
They couldn't survive it.
no, they can't.
My son, the damn sure couldn't have made it through the checking them in days, dog.
Oh,
Man.
check it in.
They
Oh
would not
my
make
God. Oh
He
my
wouldn't have made
God.
it through
Run
the
it.
checking days.
And hey, it's the thing.
They be like, run where?
Let me
you
tell my
motherfucker.
grandma I'm bored. Motherfucker will get that rake.
Ooh.
You know what I
How you
mean?
bored with all this outside?
Oh my
How you
God.
bored?
All
When the
this
whole
outside.
world is out there.
Yeah, how you bored?
I've heard all three of them over say, I'm bored.
There's nothing to do. It's
crazy.
always something to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to do in a minute. What else your ass is gonna be one of them. Oh my God, man.
Oh,
All right,
man.
so we're gonna close it out with disrespectful kids. Brother
Pray
Troy.
for them. You know, be a little more patient with them. Try to talk before you fire on them. You know, because our natural instinct, you know, we feel like we're getting played by our own kid. You really get mad.
You do.
And
I
you really
can't
want to
stand
fire
it.
on them
I
and whoop their
can't stand
ass.
it.
But we got to be a little more patient,
That's
you know,
right.
and realize that a lot of the shit that they going through and they done seen, they didn't ask for.
They did.
We put that in there. We made them the only couple black kids in the class.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We made them feel awkward when they go to their friends, and the majority of their friends is white. You know,
It's so funny how
did
they
all
all
that.
talk alike. It's so funny how they all sound the same.
We did
That
all
shit
that.
blows my mind.
Oh God.
They don't sound shit like us.
We put them in that environment, you know what I mean?
Oh God damn
So,
it!
shame
man.
on us for now feeling bad when they just take the shit for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True. True. That's the key. We gotta have patience with them. We gotta realize that they dealing with different shit than we dealt with. Even though they couldn't have survived what we dealt with. Maybe we couldn't have fucking survived social media and a million motherfuckers telling you ain't shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers end up dead
A lot.
because it was way different.
Way different.
Yeah, and you can hide behind your phone and your laptop and your
Yes.
pad now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And talk all that gangster shit.
Yes.
But when we grew up, you say something slick out the mouth,
Oh,
you
they
get
come,
hit in that
they come
motherfucker.
out to see about your ass.
And that builds a certain part of your character to where I tell people this all the time. Like a lot of these young boys don't know about respect and being a man and respecting a man because you ain't never got your ass beat by a man.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
You get
Right.
slapped up or beat the fuck up by a man, you know how to approach a man now.
And not only that, the hardest smack I ever received in my life, and it wasn't even an ass, it was from a fucking girl. You know what I mean? I was on the bus running, just popping off big shit, you know. That's why I am on my own fucking welfare. That's why your mama can't keep a job. That girl fucking slapped the shit out of me in front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Now you have respect for women.
I loved them. I loved them.
I tell you all the time, I grew up in an environment where you talk shit, you better be able to back this shit.
Better.
Yeah, man.
Because
Yeah,
where
man.
I grew up at, you will get your ass whooped. And
Yeah.
then you're going to be friends after they whoop your ass.
Mhm.
But you're going to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, that ass will come.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
coming.
And
Two,
we're going to
three
keep each
summers
other in
from
line.
now.
I didn't
three
got my
summers from
ass
now.
whooped a couple times.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
whoop
Of
your
course.
ass,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
it taught me
And see,
when and not to talk.
that's the
Yeah,
difference.
exactly.
That's the difference. These motherfuckers are more afraid of being embarrassed.
Yeah, it ain't embarrassing.
You know what I mean?
You just
Every
lost that
effort,
fight.
You just lost that
You got
fight. And
your ass
sometimes you
whooped.
gotta fucking run.
Most of the time, that's the best thing to do.
Yes. Yes.
Now, see, it's a difference. Because, see, back where I came from, getting your ass whooped was a sign of respect.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we cared enough to just whoop your ass,
And not kill you
We
or
care.
really fuck
Right.
you up. Every time.
this could be
Right.
over real quick.
It
It ain't
can't.
gonna be no torture.
Mhm.
Just blow your damn brains out.
Mhm.
But if we whoop your ass, the goal is for you to straighten up,
Mm-hmm.
so we ain't gotta whoop your ass the second time.
Yeah, you got it.
And possibly
Again.
blow your
Yeah.
shit out the third
We
time.
don't want this to
Yeah.
be every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
You know, so that's the way I grew up.
Yeah.
Right.
You get your ass whooped, it ain't about being embarrassed. It's about, you know, they trusted me enough to only whoop my ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They see it.
We like this nigga, but we gonna teach him a lesson.
Because
We
you
gonna
out of
teach
line.
them a lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You done jumped all the way out of bounds, so we're
Right.
gonna bring you back in bounds. But and we're gonna let you know this your bumper.
Right.
Next time you step outside this line, it's gonna be a little more
I'm
severe.
tell you the one of the best lessons I learned. Okay, I had an issue with a cat at school. He was like the baddest motherfucker around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And everybody, you know, he done put it out there. I'm fucking this nigga up on sight. So everybody calling me like,
Worst
LA,
day of school ever.
LA, what the fuck you gonna do? You know what I mean? What you gonna do? Girls calling me. My homeboys calling me. I'm like, shit, I don't fucking know. I guess I'm just gonna come to school. My mama was like, no the fuck you not. You're not going to school.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get kicked out. She held me out that day.
Mm.
Okay, so it's Mother Sunday now. We're gonna go to McDonald's, right? We're gonna have lunch. We're gonna just kick it.
Yeah.
I'm in there eating this shit. Guess who fucking walks in
Oh
McDonald's?
man.
Oh wow, okay.
This motherfucker that I've been running from.
Yeah.
My mama looked at me like, what the fuck you gonna do? I was like, I've been answering this fucking question for the last 3 days. She's like, well, he right there. You ain't at school.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
it turned out it wasn't even shit. I walked
Yeah.
over to him. We had a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Squash that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now when I went back to school, I was like, y'all fuck that nigga up.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He was at McDonald's like, please, LA, don't, you know.
yeah,
But,
no.
you know.
But you know, it was more so probably a thing because kids aren't like this anymore. He was had respect for your mother.
Right.
It's like I ain't gonna beat the brakes off this nigga.
Exactly. I'm not gonna drag this nigga out of McDonald's in front of his mom.
And eat his prize.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but no, he really probably had respect, and he was like, you know what, I ain't about to do this. in front
And
of
you know, later on, me and him was the best of fucking friends.
That's usually how I go.
That's the fucking friend.
I asked whooping to get you a good friend.
It will.
It will.
It
It
will.
brings character, man.
Damn, we've been running. Okay.
Oh, we've been running.
All right, so close it up, Vince.
Close it up. These
Just close it on up.
disrespectful ass kids. It's not their fault. You know, we kind of laid the groundwork for this disrespect.
Mhm.
But you have to keep that shit in check.
Yeah.
And to my homeboy, I hope that you can come together with your people, with your mother, with whoever, and get this situation rectified.
Word.
Andre, you agree? Yep.
He agreed.
What you say? They both agree.
Yes, sir.
So in closing, I just want to say, ladies, looking for a man, if that nigga is lazy, he ain't the one for you. Because there's only two kind of men out there. Lazy motherfuckers and us.
And us.
Peace.
Peace. It's on the real.
Nigga, what? Oh man, this podcast and shit is fun.
It is.
It's kind of like therapy.
It's fucking insightful.
Shit got me up motherfucking middle of the night.
The middle of the night.
Oh,
you got
Blue
torn
ready to
up
go
all
to
the
sleep.
ladies
Blue got
shit.
to in 2.3 hours.
Oh my God.